Hey everyone, this is Potato Couch. I'm Michael.
I'm confused. Tio? Things happened.
I said start, and then I didn't start because I was trying to make everything stop happening because my little robot, when I paused the game, he threw off a laser beam for no reason, and I was like, whoa. Who's talking?
The robots.
Where are they?
The ones training right here, these ones.
Oh, cool.
They're like, hey,
Let's kill him.
we must protect our we must protect king and kingdom. We must show
I
them
shot
what
like
they
that
do.
one robot in the back. Oh, Phil!
They killed
Not Phil! He brought donuts this morning. I liked him for like a whole 3 seconds.
Yeah, but
and then I ate my donut.
He got the donuts from Krispy Kreme, and I prefer Dunkin'.
In all, like
the ones from Krispy
in
Kreme.
retrospect, he was kind of an asshole.
Yeah, the Krispy Kremes, like, they leave a weird film on the inside of your mouth. Like, Dunkin' Donuts feel like they were made with actual ingredients.
What kind of fucking move was that?
Krispy Kreme.
Did you see that spinny shit?
Krispy Kreme literally lets you look at the factory belt they make the donuts on. Like, I don't find
Like
that appealing.
literally, like fucking kid just does a stripper shit. I love it.
So,
I love this move. It's my favorite.
stripper shit.
And it's all I can do for some reason. Which is fine. Oh,
Strippers are
son
fun.
of a
Run away.
penis. Excuse me, I have to use a recovery item. Thank you. I must go. And laser beam. I missed.
It's a shame it's not like a new Spider-Man game where you can just hit the down button and heal.
Oh yeah, how is that?
Dude.
It's dude. That's new.
Dude. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, as good as God of War is, I feel like this one shot up to my personal game of the year.
Yeah.
Mainly because it's Spider-Man, but also because it's really good Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like the best Spider-Man game we've had in years. I know we haven't actually had a Spider-Man game in years, but it's still...
Yeah, the best one that has come out. In
Yeah.
the timeline.
Yeah. The swinging feels really good, but like traversal as a whole takes a little getting used to.
Yeah.
But once you get used to it,
I
it's
was looking at it. It looks similar to the Amazing Spider-Man 2's traversal system. Like, it's got the like, I'm doing the Spider-Man hand. Like that helps.
the web swinging.
No, like going from point to point. Like you.
Oh,
can,
zipping.
Yes. And that was in the last game.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
It looks very familiar.
But yeah, like the wall running and zipping and slingshotting
Found
and
eagle eggs. Ew.
point launching is all very good. It feels fun to be Spider-Man. Combat took a lot for me to get.
I dodged and he still stabbed me. I don't understand it.
That I had a lot of those moments in Spider-Man actually, but combat took a bit of getting used to for me.
Yeah.
But once I did, especially since I had been revisiting Shadow of Mordor recently, so every time I saw the Spider Sense flash, I was like, triangle, wait!
Looks very
So-
Batman.
Yeah. So...
Like, I don't even have to specify what Batman, because there's only, like, one Batman that is,
People care about.
like, in recent...
Memory.
Yeah. And like, there's many Batmans, but they're all the same. They're just... This one looks nicer.
Yeah. But,
There's one that's on a new engine.
yeah, but Spider-Man's really good. The boss fights are interesting, but there are, like, very few of them.
Yeah?
Um,
Any, like, major supervillains that aren't in any previous games?
Mr. Negative is the only one I can think of.
Yeah?
Yeah. Otherwise, all the other villains in this game have appeared in previous Spider-Man games.
You have to fight Rhino for the
Don't
billionth
listen to
time?
what they're saying to me.
Because he's in every
How are we
game.
supposed
He
to
is.
reach that
Yes,
fast?
there is a Rhino fight, but they mix it up.
Is he in a tank?
No. What? Why would Rhino be in a tank?
Well, there's that Rhino that's in the mech suit.
Oh, yeah, but, like, that mech suit is what makes the Rhino in that version. I thought you meant, like, the Rhino in his Rhino suit.
Just like in a howitzer.
in a tank.
Howitzer. Is that a tank? Or is that a...
I think it is.
Or is it an artillery gun? I think it might be just like a cannon.
I don't know. Anyway, no.
Yeah, it's just a cannon.
But the way this game does its later boss fights, because early on it's like the first.
I just realized where we're going. This isn't gonna be fun for anybody.
Oh, why?
Because of the boss I have to fight.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what boss comes in the forest level?
Is it A2?
It is.
Okay.
Shoot, really hard.
But yeah.
Just imagine if I was good at this game. That's what she would be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's like fighting yourself, except faster and better in the game.
And long hair.
And long hair.
So those machines had a king? But how can a concept like loyalty be understood by a machine?
Because they're programmed to understand it, I guess? I don't know.
Anyway, as I was saying before about Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
I don't. Do you consider it spoilers to talk about the way boss fights work and like who you're fighting?
No.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if you're like one of those people who's like, I want it to be a
Total surprise.
I want to be a surprise who I'm fighting, then I guess it'd be a spoiler. But spoiler alert!
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about that shit. So if you don't want to listen to that,
yeah,
fuck off, I guess.
Yeah. Now, in case you ever play this game, I advise you do at some point.
Yeah.
Like I'll bring my PS4. We'll prioritize it over God of War. I don't see you finishing that one anytime soon.
Yeah.
So at some point I'll bring over the PS4.
I just remembered how to do it.
Yeah. So at some point I'll bring over my PS4 and have you play Spider-Man a bit. But because of that, there is one villain that I am going to keep from you.
Okay.
I don't want to tell you about him.
It's Mysterio. I love Mysterio.
So I'm not telling you.
Fuck.
So
I'm saying fuck to Mysterio.
Yeah. The villains that I will tell you about are Mr. Negative, because he's on all the promotional material.
I still don't know who he is.
He's a dude who he controls negative energy,
He's really mean.
and when he uses his power,
you'll
never live up to your father's expectations.
He's a real downer. Oh, you fuck!
You didn't even have to jump.
No, I'm trying to get a treasure.
Oh.
But the fucking cutscene turned the camera, so I missed the pillar.
Oh. Anyway, yeah, Mr. Negative basically just says you'll never live up to your father's expectations of you.
Me. I like it.
No. What Mr. Negative does is he manipulates negative energy. When he uses his powers, he turns into negative colors.
Okay.
And he brings out the negative aspects of people's psyches. So he can make you do things you wouldn't do because he brings out the reverse of you. If he gets inside your brain. That's what Mr. Negative does.
You just don't want to do anything, dude. You all suck. Piece of shit.
What?
I'm being negative.
Oh, Mr. Negative. Yeah, anyway. So he's the game's main villain.
Okay.
And then there's also the Shocker. You get a boss fight with him in a bank.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Nothing important.
Yeah. Yeah, Shocker is the punching bag of the Spider-Man series. That's just kind of...
And Mysterio, except when he does cool shit.
Yeah.
Which isn't very often.
Well, Mysterio's been the main villain of 2 separate Spider-Man games.
Has he?
Yeah, Shattered Dimensions and Friend or Foe.
Okay, so games I haven't played.
Yeah. I played both of those. But yeah, in Friend or Foe, Mysterio is the main villain, and he wasn't even revealed until the last 4 levels of the game, though. So he's a mystery villain. So by the time
I get it!
Yeah, so by the time you reach him, it's you don't even care who's behind it all, you just want to finish the game.
Yeah.
What
the fuck was that? What did I just do?
And then in
I did a little flippy doo!
Is he afraid? Oh no, he's farting at you. Okay. And then in Shattered Dimensions, he wants this ancient mystical tablet, the Tablet of Order of Chaos. But when Spider-Man stops him from getting it, it shatters and goes across 4 separate universes.
Yeah.
Which ties the plot game together. So and then at the very final boss fight is all 4 of the Spider-Men in the game working from their separate universes to bring down Mysterio, who's achieved God mode.
I find that funny.
Yeah. And Mysterio is even a heavy hitter in the comics too. The whole Old Man Logan reality almost exists because he does. Mysterio's the one who tricked Old Man Logan into killing the X-Men when he was not Old Man Logan.
He was young man.
He was young man Logan. So like yeah,
There's
and
no need to
Mysterio
compromise.
plays a huge role in the existence of the Old Man Logan storyline. So he's big-ish.
That's
deal.
what I was going for. It's a stick.
So yeah, Mysterio is a big-ish deal. But in the game, in the new
It's
Spider-Man
because
game,
it's an actual stick that you can use as a weapon.
I
And
figured.
I'm going to use it.
I assumed it was an
an
actual
old
stick.
baseball bat.
A stick made of cypress wood.
Yeah.
As I was saying, before you continuously interrupted me, the new Spider-Man game, the Sinister Six is in the game. I haven't finished the game myself yet.
Which Sinister Six? Because there's there multiple.
Well, the surprise villain that I won't tell you about is one of the members.
Okay.
But
After Octopus.
5 of its members are Mr. Negative, Rhino, Scorpion, Electro, and Vulture.
Okay.
Like, I've gotten through 2 Sinister Six boss fights, but they're both double boss fights.
What does that mean?
That means you fight 2 of them at the same time.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, so basically they shortened the whole Sinister Six part of it by having you fight 2 at a time. But that's interesting to me, because I've fought Electro, Vulture, Rhino, Scorpion, Shocker. I fought all these guys one-on-one in countless Spider-Man games previously, right?
Yeah.
It's like, just fighting them one-on-one again, how much more different can you make that?
Right.
Like, how many more times can I trick Rhino into smashing his head into something?
Right.
How many more times do I have to destroy Electro's power source before he's out of juice? Like,
Yeah.
it's just one of those things where...
Do you remember that old Spider-Man game? That really, really old one that was for like PS1 and Nintendo 64?
I think, yeah.
That like the first boss was Scorpion, the second boss was Rhino.
Yeah. I never got past Scorpion when I played it, before the disc, like, started acting weird. I got it, like, secondhand.
Final boss is like Carnage mixed with Doc Ock.
Yeah.
Monster Rock.
Yeah,
That was fucking like anxiety. Like that was just anxiety. That's the definition of anxiety is Monster Rock.
But yeah, I was never able to finish that game because I didn't have the patience to beat video games when I was a kid, and also
I had so much patience as a kid.
I got that game like from my cousins, and by then it like was already pretty old.
Yeah.
And
Were your cousins people who like was this?
no,
like,
they took fairly decent care of their discs.
Okay. Because I was a shitty person. I like would leave my discs out on like top of the PlayStation,
Yeah.
and then I'm
I-
like, why doesn't my game work?
Yeah.
I did that with my original copy of Kingdom Hearts, and I'm so mad. This is my favorite game.
I never did that.
Fucking
I've
ninja.
always been neurotic about taking care of my discs, especially since there was one, my original copy of Spider-Man: Web of Shadows.
Wait,
You
what?
dumbass.
I was like, I got this, and I landed just like boom, clothesline.
Yeah, my first copy of Spider-Man: Web of Shadows, I had it on the Xbox 360, and I accidentally moved the console while it was
Oh,
running.
you got the ring.
Yeah, so I had to get that replaced. And that's the
You
one
haven't-
and only time something like that's happened to me
That
with a game.
happened to one of my first copy of Borderlands.
But yeah, so I haven't allowed that to happen again.
Yeah.
But yeah, so in the game, the like a lot of boss fights are you get a
This
one-on-one
looks
with
like a
Mr.
king's
Negative
castle, all right.
more than once.
Do you know what I just?
What?
I'm like, I'm gonna fight fucking A2
Yeah.
with a stick.
Yeah.
I'm good at this game.
No, you're not.
Fuck you. No, you're not.
So, what was I saying? The boss fights.
Uh-huh.
There's a double boss fight with Vulture and Electro that takes place mostly in the air.
Watch out for hostile enemies, 2B.
Yeah.
Roger that, 9.
I'm unaffected
Wait, what did you just say?
What?
by your
Roger
statement.
That, 9S.
Wait, no.
Sorry. I said yeah like I heard what you said. I didn't hear what you said.
There's a double boss fight with Electro and Vulture that takes place mostly in the air.
Cut the chatter and engage
Okay.
the enemy.
Ah,
It's like around smokestacks, so you can swing around, but you have to like stay in the air to keep up with them
Okay, cool.
while you're fighting.
Does Electro? What does he do?
He can fly with his electric superpowers.
How's that work? Are we talking like
He uses-
Amazing Spider-Man Electro? He looks super freaking stupid.
No. I mean, this Electro does kind of look a little different.
Oh, look at this guy. He's got a huge penis.
Just like Batman.
Look at his penis.
Yeah, I
Or
see
is that
it.
a tail? Is he a dinosaur? I don't know.
I am a Stegosaurus.
I'm gonna hit him with a stick.
So Electro, the way he looks in this game,
Uh-huh.
you know the classic like Electro face mask, right? That like splays out and lightning and stuff.
Uh-huh.
That's a scar on his face. In this
Like,
game.
and it comes off
In its
his
place.
head.
Like no, he doesn't like it doesn't come off his head.
My head
He has a
exploded.
scar. He has a scar on his face in the shape of that lightning mask.
Okay.
And he's got like a shaved head. Doesn't wear anything on his head.
Oh, I know.
He doesn't glow blue or anything. He's got normal human skin.
Yeah.
He's,
There's a similar Electro if you play it's a mobile game, the Contest of Champions.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what he looks like in Contest of Champions. Except it's not a scar. It's like a blue mask.
That sounds dumb.
Yeah, and it's not coming off of his face. It's scar-like.
And then the vulture.
14.
The vulture is the vulture. There aren't too many unique elements to this
Here's a
version
bird.
that I could describe that would be, visually
Is he
different.
Green Bird Man?
Yeah, Green Bird Man.
Cool.
Then there's a double boss fight with Rhino and Scorpion, which that was pretty neat. That one takes place mostly on the ground.
I always loved Rhino and Scorpion together.
Yeah, it's a weird duo that works well somehow. It's not a duo that I thought of a lot when I was a kid, but now
like
for some reason the two can't be
Literally the
separated
only
in my
duo
head.
I thought of when Spider-Man, because the game I was talking about,
Yeah.
where the first boss is Scorpion, the last boss is Monster Up.
Yeah.
That was the only Spider-Man game I ever played.
Oh, okay. But yeah, for me, like, Rhino and Scorpion as a duo wasn't something I thought about much as a kid. Now they're almost inseparable figures in my head
Yeah.
because they get paired up a lot in video games, probably. Like, even in the Spider-Man Friend or Foe game, when you go to, I believe it's Krakatoa Island, Scorpion and Rhino are the two bosses on that island. Friend or Foe is a doofy game.
Yeah.
It's fun but repetitive, a little mindless. The whole thing behind it is like you're Spider-Man's main character, obviously, and you you ran into it. You ran into it again.
I tripped over it and I died. Oh, shit! You cracked my head.
But the whole thing about
pavement.
Friend or Foe as a game is that like obviously Spider-Man's the main character. He's working for Shield because Shield has discovered that some dude kidnapped a whole bunch of Spider-Man villains and allies and stationed them at different places all over the world, and also somehow mixed aspects of the Venom symbiote with solid holographic artificial intelligences.
What? Venom symbiote.
Yeah, he mixed the Venom symbiote like
With
Looks
AI.
like a king's
With AI.
castle, all right.
Sounds stupid.
yeah, that's how Mysterio's plan worked in the
Oh, okay,
in-
it's
in
Mysterio's plan,
Friend or
so-
Foe.
Stupid.
Yeah, so you have to fight these endless waves of vaguely venomish holographic AI things. They start off being robotic, because the very first country you go to in the game is Japan.
Roger that.
Tokyo
9.
specifically.
Tokyo.
The two bosses there are Dr. Octopus and Green Goblin,
Roger that,
based
9S.
heavily on the movie,
No,
the original
that's
movie
not what you
versions.
said.
Okay.
You said
Um,
nines, or at least something.
And like for the first two levels, they're kind of like robotic things. It's like they have a very low amount of the symbiote in them.
Yeah.
And then, like, as you move through Japan, they start being more robot samurai-ish. And oh, by the way, even the villains that are working with Mysterio are being mind-controlled by him. You have to beat them to break the mind control. So
And then they're just normal.
well, and then they work with you to take Mysterio down. They're like, I don't like being controlled by someone else.
You buy my mistress.
It's like so you start the game with Prowler as your first partner because it has to be available for 2 players
Okay.
from the
so,
get-go.
Miles Morales' uncle.
In the Ultimate Universe.
Oh,
In the Ultimate Universe, the Prowler even has a different name. He's named, I believe, Aaron Davis or something like that. And in the main universe, he's Hobie Brown.
Hobie?
Hobie.
Hobie Boobies Hobie Shop.
Hobie. Hobie Boo. What is it? Hoobie Doobie Suck My Boobie? Is that
Hoobie Boobie Suck My... No, Hoobie Doobie Suck My Boobie.
That's it. Hoobie Doobie Suck My Boobie. But, and then, like, the first ally that you pick up without having to fight them is Black Cat.
Sweet.
And
oh
then,
shit, there's no walkway there.
And then the first ally you pick up after fighting them is Doc Ock.
Less sweet.
And then there's Green Goblin after
I
him.
am not near as attracted to Dr. Octopus.
And then you go to Krakatoa Island, and there Iron Fist was waiting for you. That's the first time I ever heard of Iron Fist was through that game.
Huh.
And then you recruit Scorpion and Rhino after that.
First time I heard of Iron Fist was through Ultimate Alliance.
And as you progress through the game, the enemies you fight get more and more like Venom.
Oh, guess what we're doing next episode? We're here.
We're fighting not to be.
Yeah.
So wait, 9S isn't really not to be. A2 is not to be. We are to be, and A2 is not to be.
Yeah.
Well, then what is 9S?
Bitch boy.
Don't call him bitch boy. I like his voice acting.
Oh.
Biggity bye, I guess.
Bye.